I am so tempted. Now, I think you're gonna say I'm crazy for this, but I am so tempted because Victor Wembanyama is such an obvious number one prospect. So he's so obviously like the best prospect since I guess LeBron would be what we would point to. Um, that the contrarian in me, Sam, says this is the gambler in me, which I'm not even that heavy of a gambler, but I see opportunity.
Pen.
I see
Yeah.
opportunity here. I think we can get good value on calling Victor Wembanyama a bust because everybody's so sure that he's not going to be a bust. So I have half a mind, Sam, to start formulating my take that I think Victor Wembanyama is going to be a bust. How insane is this?
So it's the only reason it's insane is because I've gone back through the history of all of these like big guys that have come through and been considered like quote unquote generational prospects, right? It's basically like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton, Akeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Arvydas Sabonis qualifies from over in Russia. He just didn't get over here until later. Shaquille O'Neal certainly qualifies. Anthony Davis qualifies. Yao Ming, I think, qualifies. Um, all of those names I just listed, there's like not a bust among them, right? Like they all made the Hall of Fame.
So we're due. So we're due.
We're due. That's it. But I think that like it depends on like what your like definition of bust is. Like I think there's a chance Victor Wembanyama is like a top 20 player in the league.
What yeah, what's more likely? Like Victor Wembanyama is in the GOAT conversation in 15 years, or Victor Wembanyama is out of the league in 15 years?
Probably the GOAT. Well, in 15 years, like
15 to
there's a
15,
good
yeah.
chance he'll be out of the league because injuries. Well, he's 7'4",
So he's a
7'5",
bust.
something
You
like
can't get
that. Like
15 years out of this man? That's a
there's a
bust, dude.
chance. There's a chance that injuries could occur. Like let's not be unreal about that. But like, look, I think there's a very good chance that he is going to be like an all-star from day one.
I
Like I
know.
think
I
there's
know.
like
He's really
I think he's
good.
going to be very good. I think he is one of. It's like watching Rudy Gobert. If Rudy Gobert could like put people on skates like off the dribble and then like pull up and knock down jumpers, except also 2 inches taller and with like a 3 inch longer wingspan.
I,
Like
I the first
imagine that.
the first time I saw Victor Wembanyama play, I was actually just angry. Like I was like an old like I don't know why this analogy comes to mind, but like I just picture like an old man, like some like 100-year-old man as like VR headsets are coming around and he like puts on a VR headset for the first time and he just takes it off angrily and throws it across the room. He's like, "Fuck that! I want nothing to do it." Like that. Like the technology has science has gone so far that I'm just like I can't even enjoy it. I'm like this is disgusting, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
broke my brain. I was like I can't even comprehend this. Get this out of my face, and I was angry for like 3 days trying to process what I just saw from Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, like once a month, there is like something that Victor Wembanyama will do in one of these games where you're just like, oh, well, I've never seen a basketball player do that before.
Never.
Like he took a pull up three, like broke down a guy off the bounce with like 2 or 3 crossovers, took a pull up three, front rimmed it, and like attacked the glass on his own from behind the 3 point line and like tip dunked his own missed three. Like off of like a pull-up jumper, and it's just like, what in the entire fuck did I just watch? um like there are just so many things he does like that where it's just like, wait, how does a human this big move like that?
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. He's one of the most impressive like athletes I've ever seen play basketball.
I'm gonna have you on before the draft at some point. We can dive into it a little more, but I just wanted to. I want to really get your thoughts on the combine initially, which is why, because like back in my day, you know why I didn't think there was a combine in 2007. I had to remember Kevin Durant not being able to bench press, because back in my day, Sam, we did have an NBA draft combine, but it went by a different name. It was called the NCAA tournament. Okay,
Yeah,
that was
that's
your
right.
combine.
Yeah.
That was your combine, and I'm really worried. That Brandon Miller is going to shit all over the NCAA tournament. And by that, I mean, Brandon Miller is going to be like the number 2 pick in this draft. And by being the number 2 pick in the draft, what NBA scouts are saying is we put zero value in the NCAA tournament because this man had a historically bad NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And in my mind, but this is coming off the heels of Paolo Banchero letting Brady Manick eat his lunch, and he goes number 1. I'm just like, I'm worried about the legacy of the NCAA tournament here, Sam. I'm worried that this doesn't
Yeah,
matter
but
to
like
people.
Paulo ended up he carried the team to the Final Four. Like Paulo was really good in the NCAA tournament.
That's true.
That matters. Like, yeah, Brady Manic ate his lunch, but whatever.
He was better. He was better in the Final Four game than I remember. It's funny how your brain does that. Like if you would have asked me how Paolo played against Carolina in the Final Four, I'd been like, he was 3 for 17 with 8 turnovers, and I'm pretty sure he had like 20 and 10 for. I think he was yeah.
Yeah, he's
Anyway.
like totally fine. Yeah, I've been like trying to think because like obviously the Final Four this year, I was there, saw you, and like there was no guy that like really stood out at the Final Four as like an NBA draft prospect. Like Jordan Hawkins,
Yeah. But he's
yeah,
not.
and like didn't play super well. The guy was
Yeah.
Donovan Clingan. Like Donovan Clingan would have gone in the top 20, I think, in this class, but he decided to go back instead.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like that. I like that for him, by the way. He's gonna be awesome next year. And all right. I
But
think that
like
might be.
you think too about like UConn. Like UConn doesn't have like any other real like Andre Jackson maybe is a first round pick. San Diego State does not have anybody invited to the combines.
Whoa.
Florida Atlantic has John L. Davis who got invited, and then who else? Who was the fourth team?
Miami. Isaiah
Got
Wong.
Isaiah Wong and Jordan
Yeah.
Miller, who like might be second round picks. So yeah, the NCAA tournament does not matter anymore. That's the reality of the situation. Like we don't, that's it. People don't care about it. They care about
Unbelievable.
TikToks and Instagram Live, and that's the reality.
Victor Wembanyama. I think that's why my instinct is to. I just want to. Am I wrong to say I want to see Victor Wembanyama play at Rutgers before I get too excited? Am I wrong to say
No,
that? Like I just
I
want to
mean
see.
we've never seen him go into Mackey Arena and put up 20 and 10. So I mean, can we really trust him?
Am I wrong to yeah, I by the way, I think Bronny is going to be one and done because he wants no part of USC in the Big Ten. Bronny will not be able to handle the grind of a Big Ten. He's too West Coast. He's too flashy. Like he wants to go play at Arizona and Arizona State. He can't handle Bronny at Rutgers. Or his draft stock will tank, dude.
He had the ability to go and play at the rack, and he turned that down, and I think that says something.
It's cowardly. It's cowardly.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, we need to be realistic about this.